So for the first 90 days of the customer's time, you get 25% of any of the volume they order. So if you Lisa orders from you on June 1st and she orders 100 product value PV a product, you're going to get a $25 commission the following Tuesday.
Okay, so that's my customers, because the way we were reading it, the fast start, it was like Sonia was going to get it, Sandra, instead of me getting it.
No, yeah, so that great, but it's on your personal customers, you're going to get 25%. That's on what we call the fast start.
Right.
Okay, looks like she's just joining.
Yeah.
Hi, Sonia.
I thought 6:30 Central Time, so I was like, I got all the time in the world.
Yeah, that's what I told Tim. I said we're all operating on different time zones, and I bet that would happen.
I probably thought that because Tim is in Texas, right?
Tim is in. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I'm in Utah. I have a Texas number.
Oh.
So I used to live in Dallas.
Yes.
I had family who lived in Rogers back in the day. Originally from Enid, Oklahoma, in that area. So,
well, it sounds like we are familiar. I grew up in Arlington, and then I moved to Oklahoma.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I moved to Broken Arrow. But anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt y'all. Yeah.
So I mean, I can answer questions. I can kind of walk through the short form of our comp plan. I don't know. Can I share the screen, Dory? Am I able to do that?
Yeah, I'll set you up where you can.
Thank you.
I think I can do that.
Yeah, just make me co-host, and then I should be able to be good.
Well, in a group like this, I just have to make you the host, so you'll just have to give it back to me. But it won't matter
once
because
I have power, I never relinquish.
You're not giving it back.
Yeah.
So just when we get to a place where we're ready to start.
Yeah.
I need to do a little quick intro.
Okay, go ahead.
So that we can use this for training, and then you can. I'm going to make you host, but I want to just really quickly just say thank you or whatever.
All right, Dee Dee, the floor is yours.
The floor is mine. So I just put this training together real quick because I know there have been a lot of questions. And so what I did was I asked him if he would come on and he would explain our multi-level compensation plan, kind of viewing it through the lens of somebody who has only ever done a direct sales compensation plan. Because even though when you're looking at it, you see things that look like, well, I'm not going to make as much money. On the long term in a multi-level plan, if you're building a team, then you're going to make a whole lot more money. And one just really quick example, in the company that I was in before, I built my business up to one of the top leadership levels. I was a diamond. And then in 2016, my mother had a stroke, and I became her primary caregiver. And when that happened, I had to put the business down and just take care of my mom. Plus, I had children and everything else I was taking care of. So I really wasn't doing the business anymore. I wasn't doing meetings anymore. I wasn't recruiting anymore. But those checks continued to roll in. Month after month, I got paid. And, over time, when I finally released my position, 6 years later, those checks were not as much as they were before, but I still had, 6 years later, I was still making $600 to $750 a month on the work that I had done before. And I wasn't really having to put in any more time or invest any more time in the business, because I just kind of walked away from it and enjoyed that residual income. So with that little story, I'm going to turn it over to Tim, because Tim, he knows the comp plan much better than any of us does, because he's the one who designed it. So we'll let Tim share about the comp plan, and then if there's questions, we can just put them in the chat, and then we make sure we get those answered.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Dee Dee, and and Dory, Deb, and Sonia. Thank you for joining today, and we'll want to keep this as brief and interactive as possible. So just please don't hesitate to ask any questions. But Dee Dee, you kind of hit it on the head of the nail. What we've designed is try a compensation plan that rewards your upfront effort. And it also on the back end develops a residual income so that, when life gets in the way, when you're going on family vacation or you're having something that you need to take care of, that you're still going to be able to earn a check, and that can continue for years. We've developed a company that I believe is going to be generational, which means that we're not going to be gone in 10 years. We're not going to be gone in 15 years. We really want to create something that is not a flash in the pan, that is going to be here, 30, 40 years from now, and can be, willed to your kids, your grandkids, and that they're going to be able to benefit from all of the hard work that you all have done here in 2024. So what I'm going to do is briefly just going to share my screen and walk you through what we've been developing and what we have. All right. So let me get over to that. And all right. So first of all, let me just show you where you can find these all within your back office. So what I'm doing is I'm just pulling up. This is just a test account that I have. We call him Bob, and Bob's a builder. And this is your back office. So if you go down into tools, and then you go to documents and media, then you go to the document section and compensation plan. And both the short version, which we're going to show today, and the long version is here. So if you just simply click on the short version, and it pops it up. So real quick, can you all see the impact 5 ways to earn? Dee Dee?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay,
Just
perfect.
like unmute.
All right, perfect. So our plan is, in the industry, you have different types of plans. Some are called binary hybrids, stair-step breakaways, unilevels. And our plan has a combination of hybrid or binary hybrid, but mostly it looks like a unilevel, and you can build it as such. You can start making money from your first sale. You can build with at first just 2 legs, and then really once you start to get into that full-time income is really when you need to have maybe that 3rd leg or that 4th leg, and we'll walk briefly through that today. So unlike many other plans within this industry, we start out with a fast start, and the fast start is not when Sonia joined, or when Deb joined, or when Dee Dee joined, or Dory joined. It is when your customer joins. Now, what is a customer? A customer could be a retail customer, it could be a preferred customer who is on AutoShip, or it could be another social retailer. But your fast start, or the fast start commission, is based on your customer's first 90 days. So what does that mean? So I'm just going to use the names here. So Sonia, she signs up Lisa, and Lisa goes and buys 100 PV worth of product on June 1st. Well, Sonia, the next Tuesday, so following, the week after that, you're going to receive a $25 commission, what we call the fast start. That fast start, again, is on Lisa's start date, not your start date. So then for the next 90 days, 3 months, anytime that Lisa buys, you're going to receive 25% of the volume on that as a base commission.
That's
now,
awesome.
If you go and sign up Barbara on October 1st, which is 6 months after you signed up, Sonia, the fast start starts all over again on
That's amazing.
on Barbara's volume. So if Barbara buys
Okay.
PV kit, you're going to get $250.
Gotcha.
Okay. So that is what, so any questions there on the fast start?
No, but
Okay,
it makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the fast part is on our customers and any customer, just
Any-
in our 90 days or their 90 days.
Correct.
Okay.
So that is and it doesn't matter if you sign somebody up on your first day or you sign up somebody on your 10th year, you would still get their fast start for 25%. And basically what we, you know, this, and we appreciate, so the customers, right? That acquisition, that's the most time that you're going to dedicate. You're going to overcome concerns. You're going to work with that customer to make that first order. But, you know, also sometimes orders, you know, at first they may just put their toe in the water, and some companies have first order bonus. Well, we extend that out. We extend that out for 90 days, and you're always going to get 25%. And this is where, you know, you, as a business owner, can make quite a good money just off of the fast start. So basically, you teach your team to go get 4 people on the same package that you came in, and they're going to make their money back. And we've all been in small businesses. How long does it generally take a small business to be profitable? Sometimes it's, you know, year 2, year 3. So unlike, you know, a small quick service restaurant or a gas station or whatever, your customers, you're going to be profitable after your 4th order. All right. Any questions here? Perfect. So then the second way of making money here is what we call team commissions. So starting at your level, basically level 0, your first level, your second level, down to your 7th level. And this is generational. So Sonia signs up Lisa, Lisa signs up Barbara, Barbara signs up Chris. You're going to earn, based on rank, a certain percentage of that volume in the unilevel. So again, I think it's pretty straightforward. If you've ever been involved with the unilevel comp plan, that this is how it's going to be. And of course, if you know Lisa signs up 5 people, Lisa's going to get the fast start for those 5 people she signs up, but you're going to be compensated on a monthly basis on the volume at that level. All right.
Okay.
So next, so that's number 2. Now, number 3, and this is where, you know, I know sometimes this part can be confusing. What we do is the fast start is on any type of customer you have, if that's a retail customer, a preferred customer, or a social retailer. Now, just for the retail and preferred customers, this is where it sets ourselves apart. We give you an additional bonus on top of the 25%, even from the month 1. You're going to get, if you have customer volume in any given 28 days, and it's a rolling 28 days, if you have 2,000 in volume, or up to 2,000 in volume, you're going to get an additional 10%. If you have during that month an additional between 2,000 and 4,000 in customer volume, you're going to be paid an additional 15%. So if this is all volume that's in the fast start, you're going to get 25% plus the 10% for 35. You could get 25% plus the 15% for 40, all the way up to 55% of the total volume if the volume is all customers and all the volume is within the fast start. So it's an amazing plan. So simply, I mean, the way that it is let's say you have 30,000 in volume, and 30,000 in volume, let's just keep it simple, 20,000 in volume. So 20,000 in volume, all in the fast start, you're going to get 25%, $5,000. And then on top of that, additional, you're going to get an additional 30% or another $6,000. So on 20,000 in volume, you're going to have a check of $11,000.
Nice.
All right. And that's the customer bonus, because again, many of you may know that the direct selling industry has had a lot of pressure on it to make sure that we have end users, that we have customers, not just people in the business. And the old
Right,
adage is
buying
what we
their
call
stuff.
failed IBOs. So we, as a company, we want to have that company that lasts 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. So we are customer centric, and we basically compensate you more for customers than distributors. And that is because long term, that's the health for the company. We share that benefit back to you. All right.
Okay.
Any questions now, up to now?
Nope, sounds
Before we
good.
before we get too far and I forget, man, I just want to say this out loud. Okay, so 25%, once that 90 days is up on that new customer, what do we get off of besides bonuses, just base after their 90 days?
It's just after, so after those customers, so if it's a retail customer, when they're in month 4, their volume will be counted within the star bonus. So it generally would be the 10%, but at that time, you may have, if you have 20,000 in volume, you know, from customers, then you will maintain that 25%. The fast start has gone away, but then your base would be, at 20,000 would be 30%, so, or $6,000.
Okay. Well, and I see the end goal of this is to continue to get new customers. I mean,
So the end goal, yes, you always want to have new customers, but you also, from a maintenance perspective, you know, when customers are on month 4, month 5, month 6, and and that's where you're focused and built, that's where you're still earning, you know, 20%, 25% of their volume.
okay.
Okay. So that's the third way of earning money. And we try to keep it simple. There's really only 5 ways of earning money here. And then the fourth one is starting currently at director. And we've been running some promotions that even at manager and senior manager, we give you get a rank up bonus. So currently as a manager at 1,500 in volume, you're getting a $200 rank up bonus on top of, the fast start bonuses, and on top of the star bonus, you're also getting a rank up bonus. And that's at $200. Senior manager has been $375. Hitting director director is 10,000 in volume. And you're going to get a $1,000 rank up bonus. Starting at executive, and executive is at 50,000 in volume, you're going to get a total of $12,500, but it's split over 2 payments. So you're going to get the first time that you hit the rank, you're going to get $6,250. The second time, doesn't matter if it's the next month or 6 months from then, you're going to get the second half of that bonus, that rank up bonus of another $6,250. All right.
That's sweet right there.
Excuse me?
That's sweet, and not taking it away from us if you didn't hit it consecutively.
You know, because again, we understand that life is, there's people go on vacation, school starts, weddings, you know, you get distracted or what have you. So we don't want to punish you because you've done all that work. And so to me, it's, if you do it in month 1 or month 8, it's still the same celebration.
Thank
All
you.
right? And then the last one is what we call global leadership. And what we do on the global leadership, and you've probably seen this in many other companies, is we take 3% of global volume across all teams, and we create a pool. And so, example, I'm just going to say it. Okay, we have 1 million in volume. 3% of 1 million is $30,000. That becomes the pool. Then we take all of the directors and we give them 1 share. We take all of the executives, we give them 3 shares, and then we just divide that. So if during the given month, if there's a $30,000 pool and there's 30 shares to be given, a director will get 1 share or $1,000, or an executive who gets 3 shares will get $3,000. And that is to compensate you, 1, for your leadership, because we want to be able to work cross teams. You know, sometimes, you know, somebody's in North Carolina And, they may jump onto your call, or if you have a meeting, we'd ask you to invite people who may be outside of your team to that. And this is what we reward you for. So as the old adage is, as the river rises, all ships will rise.
Yep.
That's what we're trying to do here. So we're trying to create a culture that we don't care whose team you're on. We're all inclusive. And this is the way to reward you for all those efforts in your leadership. So that's simply the short version of it. I mean, and again, I recognize that, you have to live a compensation plan. You have to do the activity. You get paid, you go back, it back, and then it takes a couple of months, takes 6 months to fully understand it. So I always kind of laugh in this industry when I talk to a leader who says, I'm a compensation plan expert. They're not a compensation plan expert, because every comp plan is slightly different. So
I have a question for you.
yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay. I want to go back to the rank up bonuses. You said, you hit senior director, you make 2,000, you make executive, and you make 6,250 or whatever that was, 67. Why aren't you making 1,250 when you hit executive?
Because
am I misunderstanding?
You are in totality, but we split it across 2 times. So when you hit that executive, and the total for the bonus is 12,500, but we ask that you hit it twice to get the full 12,500.
Okay, so let me just give you a hindsight or thought. I hit let's see, what is it, executive in May.
Yes.
And then don't in June. But in May, my bonus will be 6,250. Sorry,
Yes.
I know I'm getting that wrong probably.
No, you're good.
And then on my second month, like say July, I hit executive again. You're saying I get another 6,250, or I get the full bonus?
You get the 6,250, the second half of the 12,500. So at executive ambassador, the total bonus is $100,000, but we split it into 3 payments, or so you hit it 3 times, and each payment is $33,000.
And then you hit it a 4th time, and what happens?
The 4th time there is there is no, at this stage, there is not a maintenance bonus, but that is something we are looking into.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So this is a one-time hit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So you rank up once, right? So you hit senior, let's say you've hit executive. The total executive bonus is 12,500, but we split that into 2 payments. So the qualification to get the full 12,500 is that you hit executive 2 different times.
Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, I was reading that completely wrong, but I actually understand that. So you're going to bonus that executive half the first time and half the second time, making it a total of 1,250.
Yes, ma'am.
And then they would have a goal to hit senior executive to do that bonus again. But like this bonus is a one-time bonus. It's not like a leadership pay, right?
Correct. That's in the leadership pool. So,
Gotcha.
So within the plan, an executive, if on your second month of executive, you're going to get a rank up bonus of 6,250. Plus, you're going to get 3 global shares, and if each share is worth $1,000, you're going to get an additional $3,000.
And that's once a year?
No, the global leadership is every month.
Wow. Okay. I don't think it says that, and I think that's really impressive. Like that might need to be an asterisk in there, because I thought that global pool, honestly, global leadership pool, breaking down the shares, I thought that was yearly. Like yearly, we break down the shares and you'll get one share. But you're saying it's monthly. You break down the 3%, everybody gets their share, and then we go on to the next month.
Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing.
Is there a sheet somewhere that says what we have to do to hit director, senior director, and so on?
Yeah. So let me kind of flip back to the document. If you go to the long version, I'm going to open that and make sure that you can see all of that. This is the kind of the more detailed explanation of everything. So the trees, enrollment tree, period bonuses, again, this sometimes becomes like too detailed. So that's why I just use the small. But if you come here, this talks about all the bonuses, the shares. And then here is where the unilevel bonuses are. So if you're a director, you're getting paid 7% down 3 levels. And that's volume of 10,000 in volume. An executive that we were just talking about is 50,000 in volume. We say that you have to have at least 3 qualified legs, and then no more than 40% can come from your biggest leg. And you probably have all seen that before, right? Okay. But with here, every leg, so you can have one leg. So on executive, it's at 50,000. So you max at 20,000 on the leg, but then you may have 15 other legs all at 1,200 each, and you're still an executive. And this is kind of within a unit or binary, right? You'd have to be 50,000, 25,000 one leg, 25,000 another. You might have to have the hybrid, which would be group volume, and you'd end up, probably earning 6 to 8% of your total volume, and then you'd have all that power leg volume that would get flushed every commission period. Yeah. So, our volume. I mean, we try to capture as much of it, and we reward, back in those leadership bonuses and rank up bonuses so that you're paid very, very well.
Our volume doesn't count in this rank, right?
Your volume does.
Okay.
So your volume helps to your group volume. So anything over 100 in personal volume and your customer volume counts towards your group.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that either.
So, we only, so if you have personal purchases of 200 in volume, the first 100 goes to being commission active. The other 100 goes to your group volume. And sometimes that's the difference between being a manager and a senior manager is your own personal purchases.
Okay.
Tim, the other question that's come up, and I've tried to explain it, they don't get paid on that additional volume on their own account. It just goes towards the rank, correct?
It goes towards your rank. Yeah, that would become a rebate. And by law, we can't give you a rebate because that becomes pay to play.
Like a double dipping. Yeah.
Yeah. So it helps you rank up if you need it. But yeah, but then if you rank up, then you're going to be paid on more levels, and therefore it's worth it.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
Did we get all your questions answered, ladies?
Well, it just sounds really good. Probably can't repeat this, but
that's okay. It's recorded.
Yeah, I understand enough that there's money to be made in this. I mean, I was in an MLM before years ago, and I never understood it, but I did make good money. Okay, yeah, this makes it more desirable for me to share to get to. Hopefully, people will join. And if I don't understand it, I know Sonia does, so she can help me.
Deb, what I always say is that it's a good thing that we still get paid, right? Even though we don't understand it. It's kind of like my car engine. When I put the key in it and I turn it, if I had to understand it for it to work, I'd be in trouble.
I would be I always tell people, just like my paycheck. It doesn't matter what it is. I just like my paycheck.
That's right. And I can
like the nuts and bolts.
Yes, I can. Well, I do like to learn how to help people maximize their income for sure. But I just, I can vouch that you get paid well. And what happens when when you first get started, you're going to bring in a lot of customers and you're going to make good money on the front end because you get that extra 25%. And when that starts rolling off, you've had 90 days to build a pretty solid base and bring in some retailers who are starting to bring in more volume. and it kind of evens out. You don't, you get paid in that monthly commission, what you start losing in your weekly commissions when the 25% rolls off.
Yeah. And ultimately, what, as we talked about earlier with what Dee Dee had explained, how she had the residual. So that's what this plan is designed for as well, is that monthly level volume. If you've got customers who have come in and they eventually then become social retailers, they're helping and they're building their own teams, then you're still going to be compensated for that. Not only just in the level, but then in the leadership, because that leadership is global. So.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right.
Well, I greatly appreciate y'all doing this for me.
Well,
Same.
we did it for y'all and we did it for posterity, right? Because we'll be able to
Yeah.
take this and share it with other people. And then you don't have to explain it. You can say, here, let Tim explain it,
Yeah.
because he knows what he's
Trust me.
talking about.
That's exactly what I'll do.
Mhm.
Well, ladies, it's been a pleasure being on today. And if you have any questions as you study it and start getting paid, just always reach out. Because again, my job is not to find ways to minimize the comp plan. My way is to maximize the comp plan, because I know that if you're paid well and the company is still healthy, right? That's the flip side, is that you're going to work and continue to grow your business. And we think we've designed a plan that is sustainable, that it's not, we are going to be making some enhancements as in the next short while, but the core of the business is not changing. The core, again, my job is to maximize the comp plan, not minimize the comp plan.
It's good. I really appreciate